Hello, welcome to Digital Holiday Cards with Google Drawings. My name is Ken from the Digital Services Department at the Barrington Area Library. Google Drawings is a vector-based editing program. It's not as advanced as some software like Inkscape or Adobe Illustrator, but it is very user-friendly for making basic designs. And of course, it is free to use. Google Drawings is part of the Google Drive suite of apps. So if you are already familiar with Google Drive, then it will be relatively easy to learn. To use Google Drawings or any of the other Google Drive apps, you will need a Google account. If you have a Gmail account, then you are good to go. If you prefer to use an existing email account that is not Gmail, all you need to do is sign up for a Google account with your existing email. This is how to do that. At the sign-in screen, choose Create Account and click For Myself. And then click this button, Use My Current Email Address instead. And then you can type in a AOL, Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever else you have in here. And then just click Next to complete the sign up for your Google account. So if you do already have a Gmail account, then simply just log into it and then go to the Google Apps in the upper right corner and then choose Drive to get started. From your Google Drive, we want to create a new Google drawing. So go to New and then go down to More, and then Google Drawings is the first option here. Go ahead and click that. And now we have a blank Google Drawing page. There are many ways to go about creating a digital holiday card, so feel free to take any of my suggestions or come up with some of your own ideas here. My goal is to show you the basic editing tools inside of Google Drawings to create a nice holiday card that you can share with friends and family. First, you'll need to decide if you want to print this card out on paper or if you just want to send it digitally. Depending on your choice, you could change the size of the document to better suit your needs. If you do want to print it out, I would suggest making the document size 11 inches by 8.5 inches, so your design fits to the page nicely. If you're only planning to send this card by email, then you can leave it as the default size, or you can pick any dimensions that look good to you. So let me show you how to change the document size. Go to File, and then go down to Page Setup, and where it says Standard here, go ahead and click that, and let's click Custom. And so here you can change it to any size. They have inches, centimeters, points, pixels. So I'm going to choose inches, and I'm going to keep mine as the standard 10 by 7.5 inches, but if you want to print it out, then go ahead and change it to 11 by 8.5. First is the width, so it will look landscape when you're designing it, and then you'll just print it out like that at the end. So anyway, I'll click Apply here, and we can get started with our design. Okay, so first let's title our drawing. This is important so that we know exactly what it is when it's mixed in with all the rest of our files on our Google Drive. So to title it, let's come up here where it says Untitled Drawing and just go ahead and title it whatever you want. I will call it Holiday Card. Okay, so first let me show you how to add pictures to your card. I'm going to go up to this Insert tab, click it, and then I want to insert an image. Now there are two options. Either I can upload an image that's on my computer's hard drive, or I can click on this Search the Web and it will do a Google search for images. So first let me upload a picture from my computer. And so just navigate to wherever the picture is and then click Open. And then your image will be placed onto your workspace. This is just a stock image that I got on the website Pexels. There's also another website called Pixabay. Both these websites have free stock images that you can download and use. But for your card, you will most likely want to use a picture of your real family. I'm just adding this image as an example. The first thing I want to point out is that only the images and text that are within this box here are going to show up in the final card that we're doing. If I clicked and dragged the card off the edge here, then anything that's not on the background won't actually show up. So just be sure to keep everything that you want within the boundaries that we set up earlier. So I'm going to resize this image. Just go ahead and click one of the corners and simply drag inward to make it smaller or drag outward to make it bigger. If you place the image in the corner, then it will snap exactly to the corner so it's not overlapping. So just kind of hover over the corner and it will snap nicely over there. Another thing that we can do is go to Format Options. Here we have a lot of different edits that we can make to our image. We can go to Size and Rotation. Here we can adjust the size if you want to type in a dimension rather than just clicking and dragging. You can also rotate your image here. You can rotate it by 90 degrees, or you can type in a specific angle if it's between 90-degree increments. You can also flip the image horizontally or vertically. With the Position tab, you can change the location of the image on the page here. So for example, if I wanted to center it in the middle of the page, I can choose Center, and then what I would do is just type 0 for the X position and 0 for the Y position, and then it's exactly in the center of the page. If you wanted to line it up with the top left, then do the same thing, just choose top left and then type in 0 and 0, and then it will snap back to the top left like I had it originally. So recolor I'm not going to use, but feel free to look through all these options. You can give the image a tint to it, any of these colors. It might look cool depending on your design. Or you can choose no recolor. And then in the Adjustments tab, you can choose Transparency. If you had a background, you can make your image more transparent so you could see what's behind it. You can also change the brightness and the contrast of your image. Just very basic photo editing stuff, but it's all possible here. Click the Reset button to undo your changes. Okay, so next I want to add a background color to my card. I want to make it a little interesting so that when I put other photos and text in, we'll see, some sort of color in the background. It won't just be white or blank space. So to add a background color, what we will need to do is go up to Shape and then choose Shapes, and let's choose a rectangle here, and then just draw a rectangle around the whole box and have it coming over the edge so it totally covers up the whole image here. Next, let's choose the color of our background. Come up to Fill Color, and then just pick any color that you want there. And also we want to put this behind our other picture. So right click on the image and then go to Order and then click Send Backward. Or you could also click Send to Back. That will put it behind everything if you have already put in multiple pictures. So click Send to Back, and now we'll see this image is on top of our orange background that we just added. Okay, next let's add text to our design. Let's go up to the text box tool, click it, and then we'll also have to click anywhere on our screen here. I am going to type Happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so now we have text, but let's go ahead and change the font and font size. Go ahead and highlight your text inside of your text box. Next, choose a font that you like. I happen to really like this Pacifico font. And then also type in a bigger font size. So I'm going to go with 50. That's pretty good for this. And then you can drag your text box in there. Also, you can change the alignment of your text within the text box by choosing this align tool and then choosing center. So now there's a little bit of a margin on each side of the text box. I'm going to add a second text box, and then I'm also going to type the year. Again, I'm going to highlight the text, choose the same font, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I'll make it size 40. I want to put this font on the center of the page. So if I simply right-click the box, I can go to Center on Page, and I want to center it horizontally. So it was pretty close already. And then if I right-click again, I want to center on page horizontally, just like that. Also, if you want to move things just by using the arrow keys, you can nudge things up and down, just like that. Next, I want to show you how to group objects together. If you click on the text here where we see the 4 arrows, and then if we hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, then we can also click on Happy Thanksgiving up there. And so while both of these are selected, if we go up to the Arrange menu, we can click Group. And so now if we just click on one of them, the other object will move together. So you can move that anywhere on the page. It is kind of strange though, because when you click off of it and then click back on, if you move it again, they're actually not grouped together. So it doesn't work as perfectly as I would hope. Anything that you group together will be able to be moved immediately. It's only when you click off that they become ungrouped. So another thing that we can add are more shapes. Let's go back to the Shapes menu here. And you can choose a heart or a smiley face or a sun, cloud, any of these. They are very simple shapes, but just something you can quickly add. So I'm going to click on heart, and then to put the heart, you just click and drag on the page here, like so. And then you can go up to the fill color and border color to edit it. So I'm going to change the fill color, and you can adjust the border color to however you want, or you can say transparent and then there won't be a border around it. And also you can insert more pictures by coming up to the Insert menu and then choosing Image. You can, of course, upload it from the computer like I've already showed you. You can click on Drive and that will select photos from your Google Drive, or if you specifically have them in Google Photos, you can click on Photos to see them. But the other option is you can search the web. So if you click this option, you can do a Google search for images here. One thing to note is if you are planning to do anything with Google Drawings for commercial use, then you definitely want to make sure that you don't use any copyrighted material. For the purposes of this holiday card, it's okay to just do a general Google search. So when you find an image you like, you can click on it, and then click Insert. And then the image will appear. Of course, you can resize it simply by clicking and dragging on the side, and then you can place the image anywhere you want. Another thing you could do is layer your images. So for example, if you bring your turkey up here, let's say I wanted this photo to be on top of the turkey and then the turkey's kind of like poking its head out from behind the picture. So how to do that is with the turkey selected, you can do a right click and then click on order and send backward. You might have to do this multiple times. Send backward, and then a third time, send backward. So now it is behind the photo. The reason for that is because each of these objects is its own layer, so it was putting the turkey behind each layer, so it was like 3 layers away from the photo. So if I click off of it, that's just an example of how to do it. Another way to do that is if I clicked on the picture and did order and just say bring to front, then it would have put it on top of the turkey. Now I'll show you how to add a hyperlink. This is different than a physical card because you can link directly to other websites. So if you have a YouTube video of you or a family member doing something cool you want to show off to your relatives or other friends, then this is a great way to do that. So I will go up to the text tool and then I'll type more vacation photos. Okay, so then to add the hyperlink, just highlight your text, come up to Insert, and click Link. And just for example, I'm just going to type the library's website here. You would obviously just paste in the URL for your vacation photos or a YouTube video or whatever else you want to link, and then click Apply. So now we see the link here, and if you click on it, then you'll be able to click the link and it will direct you to that URL. So again, this is just a cool extra thing that you can add to your card if you are interested in doing that. There are a lot of other cool things to explore in Google Drawings, such as the lines, other shapes, and other things to insert up here, but I won't get into that. You can explore those on your own. And I hope that your card turned out looking better than mine. This was just a quick example of some of the cool things that you can do in Google Drawings. So let me show you how to send this card. Go up to File, and there are a few options. If you want to email it, then go down to Email and click Email this file. You can send a copy to yourself if you want to see the version that the recipient sees. And then here, just type in the email addresses. And then after you hit enter, then you can keep typing in more addresses like this. You can change the subject if you want and add another message here. And also at the bottom, you can choose either PDF, PNG, or JPEG image as the format. Then you can go ahead and click send, and then it will send the email right away. Also, if you go up to File, you have the option just to download this as a PDF file, JPEG, PNG, or even SVG file. So you can download the file and then later attach it to another email. You don't have to send it directly from Google Drawings, but you have multiple options here. And then the last thing I want to talk about is printing out your card. So if you want to print this out, then just go down to Print and then follow the rest of your prompts to send it to your home printer. Okay, so that concludes this tutorial. If you want to, feel free to email your card to digitalservices@balibrary.org. This is not necessary, but I think it would be cool to see some of your designs. So if you feel comfortable with sharing it with us, then go ahead and do that. Thanks so much for participating in this tutorial. Also, if you have any questions about anything that I covered, also feel free to email me at digitalservices@balibrary.org. Thank you. Take care.